So I've made this is my batch of tomato soap, and this is really, really good for like sensitive skin with acne, and it's just got real tomatoes in it and nothing else, no fragrances. I've already put my oils in here, and they're melting, and now they're mixing. This is a hot process soap, so I've got it in my crock pot. My crock pot I put on high to get everything melted, and then once it starts getting to this type of phase, I turn it down to low. Otherwise, it tends to, it boils over once it starts to set up and get hard right before you put it in the mold. This is my other one. This is going to be a collagen elastin bar. And this is the oils that are melted. I have my oils in here and my lye solution. And it's also, it's in a different phase. It's in the beginning stages of maybe like, I guess it would be called like a gel phase. It's getting up to that point where it's going to be starting to get really thick like the tomato one. And then my other soap is going to be a charcoal tea tree. And this is the charcoal. This is a double batch, so it's a little bit bigger, but it's also in like a liquid stage. It hasn't really, it's just got everything melted, but it's still working on getting to a cooked point where I can start adding all my ingredients. So when I start adding all my ingredients, I will I'll turn my camera back on and we'll go from there. So this one I did not put any oil, or I did not put any, so this one I did not put any fragrance oil in it. The only thing it has is tomatoes. And what I do is I take a blender with my water in it. I measure out how much water I need for my soap, my recipe, and then I add fresh tomatoes to it. And then I just get from the store. They're just a red tomato, and I add that to my blender and my water that I'm going to be using. And then once it's all blended up, I measure again to make sure I don't have too much water to go in my recipe. So I mix it up really well, the tomato and the water. Mix it up, measure it for how much water I need total in my recipe, and then add my lye to that water, and then pour it over my oils in the crock pot. And it makes a great soap for acne-prone skin that's really, really sensitive. So this is my mold that I've gotten ready, and what it is, it's just a wood mold that I've lined with a white butcher paper, and it's great for hot process soap. I know it looks really plain, but it's great for hot process soap. And then I also have a smaller mold, like a box mold that I also am going to line. I'll probably need both of them to do the 3 batches I have going today. So those are my molds. Nothing really fancy. I think I went to the hardware store and I got some boards, and I just nailed them and glued them together and made a 2-sided mold with a wood bottom, and then line it with butcher paper, and I'll pour my hot process soap in here. My tomato soap's almost ready to go, so I'll do a shot of that when I start ready to put my tomato soap into the mold. Okay, so it's still cooking. I'm still waiting for it to thicken up enough to mold it. So I'm just going to mix it with my mixer. It's easier than using a what do they call those handheld? Oh shoot, I can't think of it. The stick blenders. Yeah, this is when you're doing hot process soap. I like using a blender better. And I only use one beater because the soap gets so thick that it messes up the beaters, and then your machine burns up. So, or the motor burns up. So I just use one blender, and it tends to work just fine. So I'm just going to mix it up. And let it keep cooking. And then same thing with these guys. And my third batch. This one's a bit bigger. I'm going to turn my tomato. This is the tomato. I'm going to turn it back on high because it's just kind of taking a long time for it to cook again. So I'll come back in about probably 10-15 minutes and see where it's at. Okay, I'll bring it back with me. Bye. Okay, so my charcoal tea tree batch, my large one, cooked faster than my tomato. You know, sometimes it's just the type of crock pot, or you know, for some reason this one came up a little bit faster than the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in my tea tree essential oil, and this is a 60. This is probably about a 80-ounce batch or so of soap and lye combination. So I'm going to put in about probably 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons of tea tree oil. That way it's got a lot of benefits for severe acne in it. And then for my charcoal, I'm going to put in, that's like 1 sort of tablespoon. And what I did was I just buy activated charcoal and I crush it up in a coffee grinder. And this stuff is extremely messy. It's powder, it goes everywhere, it's black. It's great stuff, but it is messy. So that's probably about 6 tablespoons. I think that'll do it. I'm going to first kind of put this in. You don't want to like turn the beaters on right away, otherwise the powder will go everywhere and it will be all over everything. It's just a mess to clean up. It doesn't work that, it's really good in the bathroom. It doesn't like you know, when it's soap, it doesn't wreck your towels or anything, but the powder is like super fly away-ish when you're mixing it into something. Alright, so I think I can turn on the mixer now. I'm just mixing this up. Okay, so this now is completely mixed up. I have all the charcoal and the tea tree oil in there. And so I placed my mold underneath the crock pot so it goes in there really easily. Okay, so the tomato is ready to be put into the mold, so I just do it the same way as I did with the charcoal tea tree. And I just put it at the other end of the charcoal tea tree with like a piece of paper that divides it. So you just scoop it in there just like that. Just take it out of here and scoop it in there. It's really simple. Simple. Yeah. Do that. And this is the tomato soap. This is the one that is so good for really delicate sensitive skin with acne. I recommend this for like young girls or teens, or people with just like super sensitive skin that have you know, minor acne here and there. It really does get rid of it because of the acids in the tomato. There's salicylic acid in tomato. I believe that's what it's called. So, let me finish scooping this up. I'll be back. This is a good consistency. I think that's what the hot process is. It just kind of, it really looks nice. You know what it's going to turn out like as soon as you put it into the mold, because it's pretty much already set up and ready to, already cured. So that's what we're doing there. Alright, so get this out of here. put it into the mold. Okay. Keep putting it into the mold. Alright. Okay, so the charcoal tea tree's in the mold, and what I do is at the end of my mold, you don't even have to really I just cap it with like the butcher paper, just like fold the end over, and then just hold it there until I'm done smoothing it out. And I do the same thing with the other end. I just put these pieces of butcher paper in at the end of the soap, and then I just kind of push it in with my hand. And because the hot process is so pretty much solid so quickly, you don't have to worry about it running all over the place like you would with a cold process soap. So, all right, well, I've got 2 more batches to put in my mold. I have my tomato, and my tomatoes coming along. I thought this one was actually going to cook faster than the others, but I was wrong. So this one's cooking, but I need to turn on low. See how it's starting to boil over. So I turned it on low, and it's just going to continue cooking. I don't want it to boil over. And then my collagen. This is one of my best soaps. I love this soap. I have a lot of customers who like my collagen and elastin soap. So this one's doing pretty good too. I need to mix that one up. I'll mix the tomato really quick. Give it a quick stir. To get kind of solid because you can see where it's, now it's going to start, okay, now is the hard part because it's going to start rising up in the crock pot. See how it's starting to rise? It's going to start rising in the crock pot, and if you don't stir it, it's going to spill over. So it's going to be ready here pretty quick. Stir it up. Alright, so this is what I'm going to keep doing because if I don't, it's going to boil over. So. Okay, so you can see that didn't take very long, and it becomes hard pretty quick. And when it becomes hard like that, you can see how it kind of comes off the heater. It's ready to put into a mold, and it doesn't take very long. It takes like probably less than a minute or two for it to stop boiling over like that and become a hard soap. So I'm going to throw it in my mold really quick before it gets too hard, and I'll be back. Same way as I did with the charcoal tea tree. And I just put it at the other end of the charcoal tea tree with like a piece of paper that divides it. So you just scoop it in there just like that. Just take it out of here and scoop it in there. It's really simple. Simple, simple. Yeah. Do that. And this is the tomato soap. This is the one that is so good for really delicate sensitive skin acne. I recommend this for like young girls or teens, or people with just like super sensitive skin that have you know, minor acne here and there. It really does get rid of it because of the acids in the tomato. There's salicylic acid in tomato. I believe that's what it's called. So, let me finish scooping this up. I'll be back. Okay, so my tomatoes in the mold, and same thing, I just fold up the end of the paper and put it into the mold like that, and then just scoop it in and, you know, clean up the edges a little bit and bring it up to the other one where the charcoal tea tree is. And what's nice is this mold perfectly fits a batch and a half. So the charcoal is well, that's 2 batches really, and then the tomato is a 1 batch. So this mold fits 3 batches, but I made 2 different types in this one. Alright, well I have one left to do. I have to do the collagen. So the collagen, I'm going to mix it right now. See, it's kind of creamy. It's really just trying to set up, but it hasn't gotten there yet. So I'm just going to mix it up. It's trying to get set up, but it just has got a little bit ways to go. So, alright, I'll be back. Okay, so my collagen is ready to mix in my other additives. So what I do is I add in shaved grass, and shaved grass is really nice. It looks like this. It's also called horsetail. But shaved grass, I just crushed up a little bit before I mix it in. Shaved grass is great for elastin. It builds elasticity in the skin. And I also add in some titanium dioxide. Let me grab a tablespoon really quick. So this is matte white pigment powder for oil. I get it from Wholesale Supplies Plus. They also have it for water. I found either one works, but I have the one for oil today, so that's what I'm going to use. So I take about, I think about a heaping tablespoon, and I just pour that in there, and maybe a little bit more, maybe like another half a tablespoon, and I just put that in there, and that actually whitens the skin. I found it works really, really good for whitening the skin, removing dark spots. Okay, so my collagen soap is in the mold, and it's a little soft. You can kind of tell, but it'll come get hard and cool down. And tomorrow morning I'll be able to cut it. So I will make another video of cutting the soap. So I have a lot of people tell me that the titanium dioxide whitens the skin, and so I like it. It adds a nice element to the soap. This is collagen. This is a powdered collagen, and this is what makes your skin plump. Collagen is obtained from different sources. You can use it as a supplement, or I like to put it in the soap. You have to put it in at the end of the soap because, so I like to put it in my soap. So I have to about that much in. And now I add the essential oils. So hang on a second. So after I put my collagen in, I add lavender essential oil. And this is just Now brand lavender essential oil. And I put in probably about 20 to 30 drops of the lavender. And then I have the orange essential oil. And I just add in probably about, pretty good tablespoon of that. And then I mix it up again just to get everything incorporated. So start mixing. Smells really good. And it's starting to turn white. You can see the titanium dioxide is getting mixed in. So it's going to turn white with the shaved grass. It smells delicious. The lavender and the orange together smell really, really, really good. Alright. So that's pretty well mixed up. Alright, and same thing, I just, here's the collagen soap. Now that it's been made, see, turned white, and you can sort of kind of see the specks of the shaved grass in there, but you can see it more when it's cut. So, just keep putting it in the mold. Okay, so here's my collagen elastin bar, and I'm going to cut it. I took it out of the mold. You can see it's really nice. It's really hard. This is the kind of knife I use. I just use I think it's like a serrated knife, and then I just go ahead and make about where I want to cut it. Okay. And I'll just put it down with both hands. Cuts really easy. Just prepared for about 25. There's my soap. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the end piece off. And even though I didn't color the tomato at all, see how the red tomato picks up in it? It's a great soap. I really like it. You can even smell like a little bit of tomato in there. Me too. Okay, well there's my bars of soap that I've cut up. These are the collagen bars that were cut. And then I have the tomato loaf over here. You can see it kind of comes up. It's not really smooth like a cold processed soap, but I like it because you can cut it right away. You can cut it within 24 hours of making it, which is nice and speedy for fast delivery to people who request the soap. Charcoal tea tree. This was a long loaf because this was a double batch. This was a single batch. So, okay, well, there's my soaps cut up, and I'm going to wrap them now and sip them off. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of different informational videos on different stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day. Bye.